Coming up next on TV5 News at 8.
I'm Mark Despotakis. Coming up next, the World Trade Organization conference is on hold following a demonstration. Details coming up next.
Hi, this is Kristen Stanton. Will we be having any more wintry weather for the rest of this week, or will we have warmer temperatures? We'll find out next on TV5's Weather Center. Two disc jockeys reach a settlement with the Pittsburgh radio station following charges of racism. The story coming up.
I'm Marchese McCree, and coming up in sports, see which ones of your Clarion Golden Eagles were honored by the PSAC, and find out about the rumors going around about Bill Cowher's resignation. This and more coming up in sports.
Plus the latest on the Mexico massacre, the story in national news.
Hi, I'm Joyce Strain. Join me later for Entertainment Beat for all the latest talk in Tinseltown.
Join us next for TV5 News at 8, bringing coverage closer to home.
Representatives Pat Toomey and Phil English spoke with TV5 News concerning the World Trade Organization. Good evening, I'm Brian Cook.
And I'm Christy Desort. Mark Despotakis joins us now with the details. Mark?
Thanks, Christy and Brian. Well, this evening I spoke with Representatives Toomey and English live via satellite from Seattle, where the World Trade Organization conference is going on. There were some protests there today. We spoke with them about that and some issues that are going to be involved in this year's WTO conference. It's tonight's top story. Organization meeting in Seattle didn't happen today. Activists protesting the WTO conference have delayed the opening ceremonies. Many of the delegates planning on attending the talks didn't make it, including Secretary of State Madeleine Albright. I did have the chance to speak with two of the delegates who made it to the talks via satellite this evening.
Well, we did. We had a little bit of trouble getting into the center here. There are a number of protesters, and they have a right for their voice to be heard. Unfortunately, I think many of them are really rather misguided. The causes that they claim to represent would actually benefit from expanding trade opportunities.
But the talks were not totally stalled by the protesters.
I don't feel that the demonstrations have made a significant impact. Now, I think that the demonstrators have every right to exercise their constitutional rights, and some of them have made some good points.
The real points to be made in Seattle are the ones dealing with foreign trade. The representatives I spoke with had these thoughts on trade with China and anti-dumping laws.
Well, I think the administration negotiated a very good deal with China. Basically, the deal was in return for American support for China's participation in the WTO, China is going to dramatically lower the tariffs and the taxes that have prevented American goods from being sold in China. That means American farmers and manufacturers are going to have access to China to be able to sell products, create jobs back home. That's a big win-win situation.
I think it's essential that Americans have an opportunity to have on the books strong anti-dumping protections to make sure that unfair trade practices aren't allowed to happen in our market.
Now, reports out of Seattle of some of the protests were that some protesters smashed some downtown windows at a McDonald's, 2 stores, and a bank. So they're holding off the starting of the conference just yet. Don't know exactly when that's going to start. We will let you know and bring you updates in the future. Tomorrow night, reporting live in the newsroom, I'm Mark Despotakis. Back to you, Christy.
Thanks, Mark. The first signs of winter have hit the Clarion area. Overnight, approximately 1/2 inch of snow fell, covering grassy areas and roadways. The snow led to several accidents throughout the Clarion and Jefferson counties. Route 58 in Allegheny Township was shut down last night as rescue crews worked to clear several minor crashes. So with more snow in our forecast, TV5's Kristen Stanton will be along in 10 minutes to tell us. The Clarion County Commissioners-elect are considering which offices to relocate to the old county jail. David Seifert, Donald Hartle, and John Strohfire, seen here on Feedback with Mark Despotakis, told our newspaper exchange partner, the Clarion News, that they are concerned that there will be no county offices which can relocate. Earlier this year, current Commissioners Sally Minnick and David Wagner said that they would leave the decision of the office relocation to the new commissioners.
A Paint Township project is on hold tonight following problems with a right-of-way agreement. Resident Grace Yuriko is asking for $2,000 in exchange for providing a right-of-way on her property. Supervisors held a special meeting on November 24th for further discussing of Yuriko, but neither Yuriko or her attorney attended. Without the agreement, the township cannot replace a sewer line along Crestmont Drive that is causing sewage backup in the neighborhood. A Titusville man is in police custody today after admitting to killing his brother and stabbing his mother. Dennis Anthill was arrested and charged with criminal homicide, attempted homicide, aggravated assault, and possession of an instrument of crime in the death of his brother and stabbing of his mother. Police were called to the scene early yesterday morning after being flagged down by the suspect's mother, Dolly Moyson, who was found covered in blood from an open wound to her head and a cut to her throat. According to investigators, Moyson's other son, Michael, was found dead in the family's apartment moments later. According to the investigators, Anthill is being held in the Crawford County Jail without bail. We'll update you on this information as it becomes available.
The Thurston County Sheriff's Office in Washington State is denying any reports that the office is looking into links between Thomas A. Briggs and extremist groups. The Oil City Derrick reported today that Briggs, a Titusville native, was found dead inside his Washington State home last week. Rochester police say it was a murder-suicide. It is believed that Briggs killed his wife and 2 children. A Washington State newspaper reported that rumors of extremist religious groups were circulating in the Rochester, Washington area last week. A hearing for State Senator Bill Slocum has been postponed until January of 2000. Slocum is charged with 7 counts of allegedly dumping sewage from a waste treatment plant in his home. Slocum represents 10 counties in western Pennsylvania, including Venango and Forest counties. Slocum pleaded innocent to the charges in August and was set free on $3,000 bail.
A new plan for housing is slated to hit Cranberry Township by February of 2000. The final word on the project is expected in 3 months from the Department of Environmental Protection. The final approval from the township will be considered after much of the work on the site is complete and the Planning Commission of the tours and the property. It's a clammy situation in West Hickory tonight as 50,000 mussels have put a halt on a $6 million bridge. The reason the clams are holding up the construction is that 15 to 16,000 of the mussels are an endangered species. As a result, PennDOT is considering other locations downstream to minimize the impact of the clams' home.
Coming up on TV5 News at 8, 4 people have been charged in connection with a string of burglaries in the Clarion area. Details coming up.
Pittsburgh's own B94 underwent court battle with 2 of their former disc jockeys concerning a race issue. Find out more straight ahead. And join us later for a look at the TV5 Weather Center.
All this and more as TV5 News brings coverage closer to home.
Years, young children cannot stand on their own. Uniting parents and children is an important part of the life of a community. Stand for Children encourages people to make a personal commitment to stand for the health of children. 300,000 Americans marched in Washington, D.C. last June to support Stand for Children Day. Stand for Children seeks to lift the belief that children need our help to stand.
It's my birthday. I'm the man. It's my birthday.
Exercised lately?
Go for a mouthful. Go for the fun. Go for cakes for everyone. Just one stack is what it takes. And it's go for cakes. Open wide. Stuff your face. There's always room for more Gopher cakes. Empty the box. Every load, eat those Gopher cakes till you explode.
Exercised lately?
Till you explode.
Sad, looking back now, the things you go through in life. Scary. The worst thing about being on welfare was my kids, what they really wanted. I had to get a better life for my girls and myself. I got off welfare. I got a good job. Makes me the happiest mother in the world. I live for my girls.
We're not asking you to hire everyone on welfare, just one.
TV5 News at 8, anchored by Christy Desort, Brian Cook, Kristen Stetton with TV5 Weather, Martise McCree with Sports. Now, from the news team bringing coverage closer to home, this is TV5 News.
Welcome back to TV5 News at 8. Reimersburg Borough and State Police recently charged 4 people with more than 350 charges related to a string of burglaries in the Clarion County area. This story comes to us from our newspaper exchange partner, the Clarion News. State Police Troopers Rex Muncie and Reimersburg Police Chief Stephen Balunka allegedly received a tip from one of the defendants concerning the burglaries. The burglaries occurred sometime between September 30th through October 17th and included Laura's gas station in Shippensville, Sligo's Pizza in Sligo, and other county businesses.
A Westmoreland County man accused of shooting his ex-wife last night was found dead. Police found 32-year-old Kevin Nehenke dead inside his car from an apparent self-inflicted gunshot wound. Nehenke was accused of shooting 37-year-old Elizabeth Uhouse in the abdomen while she was inside her car last night. According to investigators, Uhouse is out of surgery and is being treated in a Pittsburgh hospital. A Philadelphia area apartment complex went up in flames earlier this morning, claiming the lives of 3 residents and injuring 4 others. According to Fire Chief Henry Dolberry, the fire began about 7:50 this morning and quickly spread to all 3 floors of the building. 30 minutes later, fire officials got the blaze under control. 3 people were found dead inside the building and 4 occupants were taken to various hospitals for treatment. The cause of the fire is still under investigation at this time.
An Erie County jury ruled to award money to a family of a deaf 9-year-old boy who was killed 12 years ago while riding a car that was struck by a train. The family of Stephen Marshall was awarded nearly $2 million from Hammer Mill Paper Company and Allegheny Railroad. During the trial, the defendants argued that the driver of the car, Stephen's mother, was also deaf and responsible for the accident. The family's attorney argued that the companies knew the intersection was dangerous and failed to install flashing lights. An Erie woman is facing charges of assaulting her unborn child by smoking crack cocaine. Kimberly Chenault is charged with aggravated assault and theft. According to police, Chenault was arrested for allegedly stealing from a department store in Summit Township. The 8-month pregnant woman later told police she intended to sell the stolen items to get money for drugs. In a written statement, Chenault confessed to smoking crack cocaine in a restroom in a fast food restaurant on Saturday. Chenault has been jailed on $10,000 cash bond for the assault charge and $4,000 cash bond for the theft charge.
A suburban Pittsburgh man has been arrested for possessing thousands of child pornography images on 2 home computers. Robert Hegner of Sewickley was arrested yesterday in his home. Hegner already faces misdemeanor charges for allegedly molesting the teenage son of a family friend. According to Hegner's attorney, Michael Sherman, the newest charges are unfair because the evidence collected related to the earlier charges, which were filed during the summer. Hegner has been jailed in lieu of $100,000 bond. After months of debate, Pittsburgh city officials have reluctantly agreed to a consent order that offers police jobs to 9 white men if they pass a physical and psychological exam. The men claim to have been passed over for jobs after scoring higher on their exams than some women and minorities. A federal jury ruled back in 1998 that the city owed the men back pay and damages, and an appeals court upheld that verdict. According to the men's lawyer Samuel Cordes, the first group is expected to enter the police academy in January.
A Pittsburgh radio station, WBZZ, better known as B94, reached an out-of-court settlement agreement with 2 former disc jockeys who claim to have been fired because of the race. Radio personalities Ronald Chavez and Troy Garrett are declining to reveal the terms of the settlement at this time. According to Chavez, the station told him he was fired because his voice no longer fit the format. However, B94 cited low ratings and poor work ethics as the reason for firing Garrett. Both Chavez and Garrett claim to have been replaced by white men. Straight ahead on TV5 News, the parents of John Benet Ramsey find themselves in court again. We'll tell you more coming up.
Gary Martin will be here with this week's Financial Beat, and Martise McCree gives us the highlights from Sunday's Steeler game and this week's World of Sports. It's Straight Ahead as TV5 News brings coverage closer to home.
Introducing new frequent phone hours.
Use the phone just 8 hours a week and get this free phone cradle. Use it 12 hours and get a speakerphone.
Use it 15 hours and get this cool headset.
Or stay on the phone 20 hours a week
and get a pasty complexion,
flabby body, and a great new nickname at school.
Exercised lately?
Like all my friends to be there. I want them to be there. My hair's gonna be done so beautiful. A lot of music, a nice blue dress. I want to be beautiful for every single person that goes there. If I get shot, I want to have a nice funeral.
Every day, 10 children are killed by gunfire. Help stop the violence. Call 1-800-WE-PREVENT for free information. Not one more lost life. Not one more grieving family. Not one more.
It's not just about making plans. It's about making a difference. And taking an interest, not just earning it. It's more than investing. It's about knowing you.
My every hope, my life, my world, it all begins with a dream.
Edward Jones,
investing in you and your dreams.
In Clarion, see Gary Martin, located on Main Street. Phone 226-7896.
Welcome back to TV5 News. The investigation continues tonight into more than 100 bodies buried in Mexico near the border at El Paso. More than 22 of the bodies are believed to be Americans. Authorities believe that the people who were found dead are all victims of drug-related killings. Efforts continue to recover the bodies and identify them.
After viewing the mass graves found in Mexico, President Clinton is making the protection of the American borders a priority. According to President Clinton, Mexico appears to be a horrible example of the brutality of the drug cartels. Clinton says the Mexican drug dealers have shown just how violent they can be and explained that the upsurge in Mexico trafficking can be traced in part to the success enjoyed in breaking up the Colombian cartels. After 27 years of holding sole authority in Northern Ireland, the British Parliament will transfer substantial powers to Belfast. Under the new agreement, London will retain control of taxation and security, while the new Belfast government will be running much of Northern Ireland's day-to-day affairs. The Protestant and Catholic ministries of Northern Ireland's new cabinet have important responsibilities under the new system. They are going to have to move away from the politics of making demands to the politics of making decisions.
The parents of John Benet Ramsey are back in court again, but this time they are the ones filing a suit. John and Patsy Ramsey filed a suit in federal court today seeking $25 million from the entertainment tabloid Star because of the reports about their daughter's death. According to the Ramseys, the two reports are printed in the tabloid that their son, Burke, killed their 6-year-old daughter. The Ramseys say the stories were false and defamed the character of their son. The tabloids later retracted that the stories, but the suit is still pending.
TV5's Gary Martin is here with this week's Financial Beat. Gary?
Do you get a physical checkup every year? If so, you appreciate the importance of protecting and preserving your health. But have you considered the importance of maintaining your financial health? An annual checkup with your investment professional can help review your financial progress. When you get together, ask these types of questions. Do changes in the financial markets require a change in my portfolio? Do changes in my personal circumstances affect my savings and investing strategies? Am I making the right moves with my retirement plans? Am I adequately protecting my family and my income? Should I be doing some estate planning? You can explore many issues during a financial checkup. Stay on top of these matters and you'll continue making healthy progress toward your investment goals. For TV5's Financial Beat, I'm Gary Martin, your Clarion Edward Jones investment representative, member SIPC.
If there is a topic you would like to see on Financial Beat, send it to us at TV5 Becker Hall, Clarion University, Clarion, PA 16214. We are not able to answer individual letters concerning financial advice. Kristen Stanton now joins us in TV5's new Weather Center. Kristen?
Thanks, Christy. I'm here in the new Weather Center here at TV5. We've had some wintry weather passing through the area yesterday and last night throughout the evening and into this morning. Bands of snow showers moved through yesterday and all overnight. We had about accumulation of 2 to 4 inches in the general area. Lots of the snow caused some problems on the roads, and it even caused some backups on I-80 early this morning. So if you take a look at our satellite picture here, you can see the snow, the bands of snow, which are moving out into the ocean now and passing us on the area. And you can see behind here where the clouds are not, if you look at our frontal map, there's areas of high pressure back in here, which will be moving into our area, which will give us some warmer temperatures and at least some sun for the next couple of days at least. Take a look at the radar. You can see only a few little hints of precipitation left, not very much. It's moving on out of our area. Take a look at the highs for tomorrow. We're still going to be quite cold up in our region, and back here you can see the warmer temperatures once again, which will be coming into the area. Take a look at the lows. It's still going to be very, very cold. You can see down here to the south there's going to be temperatures in the single digits for the lows, and up here with us we're going to be down into the teens at least for the next 2 days, so keep bundling up. Take a look now at the 5-day forecast. Wednesday it'll be high of 35, partly sunny. Lows will be a low of 10 degrees, so it's still going to be very cold. Thursday mostly cloudy, high of 51, low of 15, still chilly. Friday scattered showers, high is a 53, low of 31. Saturday, scattered showers, still warmer, high 54, low in the mid-30s. And Sunday, still fairly warm, high 48, low of 35, with some showers on Sunday. So thanks, Christy, and back to you.
Thanks, Kristen. Coming up on TV5 News, Joyce Drain will give us the latest information in Hollywood in this week's Entertainment Beat, and Martise McCree will give us scores and highlights from the world of sports.
Plus, Kristen will return to give us one last look at your Clarion area forecast. Stay with us as TV5 News brings coverage closer to home.
Getting out from the crowd is easy when you stop in at Fashion Bug, located in the Clarion Mall. Whether you're looking for junior trendy, girls, or fashion for women, they have it all with many different styles. With our newly expanded shoe and accessory department, you're surely to find that special touch to enhance that new outfit. And if you have a fashion question, our experts are here to help. That's Fashion Bug, located in the Clarion Mall, just off Exit 9 of Interstate 80. Open Monday through Saturday, 10 a.m. till 9 p.m. Sunday from noon till 5.
Where have all the children gone? Long time passing.
Every day, 10 children are killed by gunfire. You can help stop the violence. Call 1-800-WE-PREVENT. Not one more lost life. Not one more grieving family. Not one more.
Gone to graveyards one by one. Oh, when will we ever learn?
News travels fast. That's why you need the speed and accuracy of a news team that brings coverage closer to home. Every Tuesday and Wednesday night, join TV5 News for Clarion's only live local newscast on television at 8. Tune in for the latest in regional, state, and national news. Plus, with our newspaper exchange partner, the Clarion News, teaming up to bring coverage closer to home every Tuesday and Wednesday at 8 p.m. Clarion's only live local newscast on television at 8 is here on TV5.
Season's greetings to you from all of us here at Feedback. Don't spend too much or eat too much in the coming months. Enjoy the holiday season and don't forget to tune in to Feedback, same time and same place next February. Once again, happy holidays.
The Steelers had another tough loss on Sunday to the Cincinnati Bengals, 27-20 at Three River Stadium. Quarterback Cordell Stewart threw 2 interceptions in the first quarter of the game. Stewart was pulled from the game early in the second quarter and was replaced by Mike Tomczak. Tomczak helped the Steelers close the 21-point gap to a 7-point gap, but couldn't bring the Steelers to score once more for the tie. Tomczak will start for the Steelers on Thursday, and Stewart will return to being slashed by starting as wide receiver. Pittsburgh lost their last 2 home games to the 2 worst teams in the NFL, the Cleveland Browns 2 weeks ago, and this Sunday the Bengals. Also, Steelers coach Bill Cowher commented on the rumor going around about him resigning. Cowher said, quote, "There's absolutely no truth to it, and I'm not going to discuss something as ludicrous as that." He made it known that he doesn't want to coach any other team in the NFL. The Dog Pound tried to bark their team to victory, but it looked like the Cleveland Browns might win their first home game. Cleveland was winning 14-13 at halftime, but the Tennessee Titans special teams pulled through and won 33-21. Despite their hopes of making it to the bowl after beating Notre Dame 37-27 2 weeks ago, the Pittsburgh Panthers' hopes were shattered by their 52-21 loss to West Virginia University. Mountaineer Mark Bulger, who played his last game for WVU, threw 4 touchdown passes in the first half, and their redshirted freshman Avon Coburn ran for 3 touchdowns and a total of 210 yards. The Mountaineers had 623 total yards and held the Panthers to only 232 yards. Clarion's own Brett Wiley and Mike McGuire were named to the Pennsylvania State Athletic Conference Western Team First Division team. Wiley and McGuire were both seniors and were both captains of this season's team. 3 other Golden Eagles were named second team by the PSAC. Juniors Roosevelt Benjamin and Kervin Charles and freshman Ryan Duchon. Following tonight's newscast, the women's basketball team will be aired. That's it for sports. I'm Martise McCree. Back to you, Christy and Brian.
Thanks, Martise. The entertainment world is buzzing with Hollywood gossip. Joy Strain is here with all the details in this week's Hollywood Beat. Joy?
Welcome to another informing edition of Entertainment Beat. I hope everyone had an enjoyable holiday, but now it's time to get back to the gossip. Sitcom superstar Jerry Seinfeld has decided to finally grow up and settle down. The Seinfeld star has proposed marriage to his 28-year-old uptown girlfriend, Jessica Schuyler, a publicist for fashion designer Tommy Hilfiger. He proposed in a small, secluded restaurant in downtown Manhattan a few weeks ago. This engagement ends the 45-year-old's single life. The two have been courting since the fall of '98 when Schuyler broke off a marriage that was only months old. Most of the world and Seinfeld's friends were surprised to hear the engagement, especially since the two had broken up. Skyler was actually dating NBC Today producer David Friedman last month, and most were shocked to hear the engagement before a reconciliation. But Seinfeld's producer Pete Mellaham said that's Jerry, quote, he likes to skip a step. A wedding date has not yet been set. Talk show host Montel Williams was featured this week on the cover of People magazine in a story about his fight with multiple sclerosis. He has been dealing with this disease for more than 2 decades, and every evening his wife Grace has to give him an injection into his upper back to mitigate the effects of the MS. Since William went public with the disease on August 23rd, he has received incredible support from those fans who have been suffering from the same disease. And he credits those who have given him support for helping his pain dissipate. His wife and kids have also been extremely strong and supportive throughout the ongoing battle. His wife and family have stood by his side 100%, and none of them are ready to give up yet, including Williams himself. Williams' doctor from Harvard MS Center said that his progression is slow, and because of that, he is not expected to end up in a wheelchair, which is just the way Williams wants it. Quote, I have 4 children. I want to walk my daughters down the aisle, and I don't want to do it with a cane. It definitely sounds like hope is on his side. That's all the talk in Tinseltown for this week. Be sure to join me again next week for the last edition of Entertainment Beat for this millennium. For Entertainment Beat, I'm Joy Strain, TV5 News.
Thanks, Joy. Have you kept your McDonald's Happy Meal toys from the early 90s? Well, if you did, they could be worth some big bucks. Some of the giveaways, such as Barbie and Hot Wheels cars, are considered collector's items and are worth over $100. These toys best exemplify pop culture and could be worth more if they are left in the original package. So hang on to your toys.
I'll have to check my basement for mine. And now for one final look at your Clarion area forecast, here's Kristen.
Let's take a look once again at the weather for the next couple of days. Tomorrow it'll be highs in the mid-30s, and it'll be very cold, lows around 10 degrees, but it will still have some sunshine. Thursday it'll warm up a little, high in the 50s, low and still in the teens. And Friday, Saturday, and Sunday we'll have some showers, but the temperatures will be warmer. No snow looks like this weekend. Thanks, and back to you.
Thanks, Kristen. That wraps up this week's edition of TV5 News. Tune in again tomorrow at 8 when Christy Herman and Dave Marsh bring you the latest local, state, and national news. For the whole TV5 News team, I'm Christy DeLort.
And I'm Brian Cook. Have a beautiful night.